I'm a badass. Oh, I'm not afraid to tell you either. Like, for instance, I'm such a badass. I drive the opposite of the arrows in a parking lot. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. And I will park in a handicapped spot. Technically, I don't park in the actual handicap spot. I park on that side of the spot that's on the opposite side of the sign. So technically it's legal, but I mean, it might as well be a handicap spot considering it's exactly the same distance to the door as the other spot. So if there's an overrun of handicapped people and all the actual spots are taken, they would probably like to have the spot that's behind the handicap sign, but I take those because that's what a badass I am. I'm such a badass that when I take my diabetes tests and I have to prick myself for blood, I don't use an alcohol swab. No, I don't. And I don't have diabetes. I just do it for fun. I'm such a badass that I will follow the police. I'll follow them turn for turn. Start making them nervous. Having them question, what did I do wrong? I'm such a badass that when I hire people to do work for me, like say a gardener or something, when they're done with their job, I will say, you have done enough, but I will say it in a super disappointing way. Like, thanks, you've done enough. I don't look both ways when I cross the street. I look one way and then I take my chances. I got too much shit to do to be wasting time. Plus, I'm a badass. I'm such a badass that when I pray to God for things, I do it in a nonchalant way. Like, dear God, could you please make it so that I get this job or whatever. I mean, I don't really care. I'm such a badass that when I go to get a blood test at the hospital, a lot of people they get squeamish. They look away. I look right at it, and then as I'm looking at it, I start to look up at the attendant, look him right in the eyes, and I start mouthing inappropriate things silently, but they can see what my lips are doing, like. But it turns out what I'm actually mouthing are just compliments. Every look in the mirror that I make is a hard look. That's what a badass I am. During the pandemic, I would stand 5'11" away from everybody, because that's how much of a disruptor I am. I'm such a badass. I don't use stupid words like disruptor. I'm such a badass that if you leave a negative comment about this post, it'll only hurt me a little bit. Most people get crushed by it. It'll only sting a little bit. So do your worst, because I'm a bad ass.